Welcome crafters! Today's craft is no quick craft. We will be making a Rae Dunn inspired birdhouse with a simple boo to decorate with for Halloween, so let's craft it. Today we are going to use air dry clay, but you could use the usual polymer clay. I would only recommend using polymer clay if you wanted to make this into like a mini house, because this project takes quite a bit of clay. Polymer clay that bakes in the oven would save you around 2 days of drying time though. First, roll out your clay about 1/2 inch thick. Get your template ready. It's available on my website and you can cut it out with a Cricut or with scissors. Next, place your template on top of the clay and lightly roll on top of it. It should leave an impression to cut out with the X-Acto knife. After you have cut out all of your shapes, you can get a little bit of water, spread it on any cracks, and then you can place a piece of paper on top of it, then roll on top of the paper and clay. This should help smooth out any bumps or cracks. Next, you can start building your birdhouse, just don't put on one of the front sides just yet. As you're building, wet the clay to make it sticky and piece it together. The wet clay will kind of be like frosting, like when you're making a gingerbread house. If you have any gaps, you can also fill it in with small little rolls of clay. To finish up the front piece, cut a hole out of the front near the top center area, and then I decided to press the boo into the clay to match that Rae Dunn style even more. I simply cut it out on cardstock and use painter's tape to transfer it into the clay, then lightly roll it into the clay and remove the tape. When I did this, I didn't quite roll in the cardstock enough, so roll it in nicely so the letters don't move. Then after removing the tape, roll the letters in even more. Then use your weeding tool or a toothpick to take out the letters and clean up any edges. Next, finish assembling your birdhouse. Add on that front piece and then add the top of the birdhouse. Add a little roll of clay to the top and wet it down to smooth the clay so it's a seamless top. Lastly, add a little roll of clay to the top to tie a bow on the top of your birdhouse. Rae Dunn ceramics have a handmade look to them, so they aren't totally perfect or square, so your birdhouse doesn't have to look perfect. In fact, the imperfections add to the cuteness of the birdhouse. Let your birdhouse dry for a couple of days. I used an off-white air dry clay, so when it was wet, it was kind of a tan color, but as it dried, it became white. My birdhouse took about 2 days to dry completely. Next, paint your birdhouse. Paint the letters in with white and then paint the entirety of the birdhouse black. If you didn't add the letters by pressing them in, you could always hand paint or use a Sharpie to draw on the wording, or you could also use vinyl on it after painting. Next, I added a water-based poly to the entire birdhouse to give it a really glossy sheen. I added 2 coats to really let it shine like a glazed ceramic piece. I hope you love this tutorial and getting to make your own farmhouse birdhouse. I found this project to be really calming and relaxing, and now I have a cute Halloween addition to add to my mantle. Keep smiling, keep crafting, and thanks for subscribing.